So what I got here is an old, well, not an old, but a dishwasher circulating pump. And the bearing was all seized up. I don't know if it's the bearing went bad and then it kind of cocked in the housing, and then this seal here, it, you know, maybe cocked, and then the seal started leaking some water. And you can see here this cast aluminum end bell just was all corroded. I mean, it's probably still good enough. I could put a new bearing in there if I could find one. So that's kind of an option. But so I'm not sure if the seal failed, because it basically goes together like this. Bearing would have been in there, the bad one. Let's see. This. Okay, so this would have gone on here. And then this, the mating surface of that would go together with that. And this is kind of like a pump, circulates the water around. So those in here would be water, so that seal in there, basically the two, I'm not sure if they're ceramic discs. I know there's ceramic discs on like a pool pump. So anyways, I'm not sure if that's what these are too. I would guess that is the case, but so water is in here and it's pumping, and that seal prevents water from getting in there and wrecking your motor. So either the seal failed, then the water got in, damaged the bearing, and it caused the motor to be really hard to turn. You know, it was basically locked rotor when you'd try to start it up, and then it would get really hot through a fault code. Or the other option is maybe just the bearing over time went bad, and it's kind of like, instead of having the motor shaft centered, it kind of let it flop down a little bit, and then maybe that cocked this seal just a little bit of an angle to where the water got in, and then it wrecked it. So I'm kind of at the point I'm unsure if the seal is bad or not. I've kind of cleaned it up. You know, cleaned up the face of it. And I really can't tell, you know. I could probably take a little real fine steel wool and kind of like polish that up a little bit. Maybe. But I'm kind of wondering if this seal isn't still good, you know. So which leads me to the bearing. Now, I was taking this apart and I looked at this bearing and I'm like, man, that looks really familiar. It's the number on it is, oh geez, let me bring it over to some light, better light. 608Z1 NSK. It's just a shielded bearing. And I started thinking, I'm like, man, that looks almost like a rollerblade bearing, because that's something you find readily available. So I had some extra rollerblade wheels, and I take the old spacer, you just pop it out, get rid of the spacer here, and you look at that bearing and you're like, man, that looks like exactly the same thing. Sure enough, it is. I mean, it makes sense they would use something that's like a commonly manufactured part to keep down manufacturing costs. And I figure you got a typical rollerblade has 4 wheels, a bearing on each side, so that's 8 bearings holding the weight of a full-grown human. It could be like, you know, 200-pound guy or 250-pound guy. That's quite a bit of weight, and the wheels spin fairly fast. I mean, I think that would be plenty good enough for a little pump, you know. And who knows, that could spin at like 3,600 RPMs or 1,800. But I figured, you know what, it might be worth a try. You know, I need something. It'd be nice to get it fixed sooner than later. So why not, huh? So I'm just gonna clean that out a little bit. So that'll be my new bearing. And then I just have to get this old one off of here. You can see what's left of it. It's just a bearing race. Here's some of the old bearing end cap, ball bearings right there. Yeah, so I'm just gonna try, and what the heck, you know, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, I'll just buy a new pump or whatever. They're like 130 bucks, but I know they don't have them available locally. So I'm just gonna do this. Because if it works, it was literally, didn't cost me nothing but a little bit of time and ingenuity. So I'm just cleaning up this shaft so I can pull the old race off of there. Work nicer if I had like I could put a drill on here and just spin it, but I don't know if we have to get that carried away, because it's like 5/16 of an inch or 8 millimeters is my inside diameter. And if I put that on there, that's clears it. Maybe this might be a little tight spot, but and you might think, well, that's kind of like rusted away or whatever, corroded away, so it's no good. But really, that part here isn't really doing anything. You just need this surface here for your bearing to sit on it. You need the threads here to thread into the impeller. Other than that, you know, doesn't need to be perfect. You just need it to work. And I mean, how long's the dishwasher gonna go for anyways until the next problem happens, you know? I mean, it's not like it's gonna last 20 years, or you gotta worry about something perfect. Alright. So I think we're pretty close to done. I might go a little more. Try this piece of paper. I'm using 220 grit. It's kind of a balance of aggressive paper, but still fine enough that you're not putting huge scour marks in there. If you go something super coarse, you'll just put massive gouges into that shaft. I'm gonna call that probably good. Yeah. So, and then I've got an E-clip in here. I gotta get that out of there. Let's try this guy. I could take this guy, my hammer. All right, we're started. So pull that guy out of there. All right, so there's my E-clip. Just make a mental note that goes on the back side of there. Now I gotta figure out how I'm gonna get this thing off of here. Could just take a pliers and see if I can do it the old-fashioned way first. Oh, that's on there pretty good. Oh, jeez. What shall I do? Could try to put it in this vise. I've got like that pipe slot in there. Don't want to crank down too hard. I could get under there. I don't know if I'm gonna end up marring that up. So my other option is I got this gear puller. Let's see if that's the right one. Got that. A lot of these are big. See if this would be. This thing barely gets on there. Ah, of course. Yeah, I don't know. These things are kind of getting in my way. So I'm gonna probably have to throw some, well, let me take a pick and I'm gonna get out of this groove here, any debris first. Okay, then I'm gonna soak it in some, what do we got? Oh, that's down here. PB Blaster. Ouch, really? Alright. Yeah. Let that soak in there a little bit. Alright. If I was smart, or if I had patience, I would let this soak in, but I do not have patience, so I'm not going to. What I need is a strap wrench or something to put around that. So I'll grab that out of my plumbing kit. I could take my cards out of here. It's freaking summer now. Where's my strap wrench? Actually, could I use that? I could try that. Never thought of this guy. Sleeve puller for plumbing. Could try that. I feel like you'd need quite a bit of pressure. And that would have to center on the end of that shaft here. Let's try this first. Alright, so I hope I don't break my Nippics. I broke them last time I was trying to get some seized part loose. Yeah. if this doesn't work, I could just take a Dremel, cut a slot in there, which might be what I have to do. Okay. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Okay. We're already sliding around. Yeah, I'm gonna say no to that. Let's get the Dremel out. Alright, Dremel. Here's the rest of the parts for that thing. But I guess it really won't matter if I can't fix it. Come on. Actually, right here. Should probably get some safety glasses too. Alright. Now let's get this guy going. A little bit. There we go. Wow, wowee, wow. Well, I did get a little bit of... scored that shaft a little bit. But... I got the dang bearing race off. It'll melt through the plastic. Okay, now... I need some... of this. I'm going to clean up that shaft so I can slide my new bearing on there. Ah, you freaking damn thing. Oh, come on, get on there. And this here is just plumber's cloth. It's really used for like cleaning copper fittings before you solder some joints together. But I don't know, it'll work for this here. should probably throw it away after this use. Okay, so do I slide it on here and then put that together, or do I put the bearing in here first? I got a couple dings in here. I need to smooth those out. Probably a Dremel with a little different tip on it. Probably take one of these sanding wheels or something. Put it in there and just kind of. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. Okay, so we got this. I don't know if I want to use that. It's got some junk on it. I mean, I got a million of these wheels here. So I'm probably just gonna swap it out. Sanding drums, whatever you want to call them. Damn it. Alright. That's out. Another one of these guys. So if I loosen this screw, it decompresses this drum. So you can slide this on easier. I wouldn't say that easy. I wonder if it works better if I go this way. Jeez. Maybe it spent so much time compressed that it doesn't know what normal relaxed condition is. Come on. Okay, I'm gonna call that good enough. And I'm gonna tighten it with this. Okay, I need my wrench. Guess this is why people just buy new new motor, pump, and housing all together as one piece. But I don't know, I just wanted to see if I could do it. Why not? I mean, I'm the remodeling junkie. Oops. And stubborn at that. Okay, this piece goes on first, and this guy in there, and this guy on there. Come on, just get in there. All right. I should bring that over here. These are handy little things to have, these little cutoff wheels. Okay. That and my new bearing. So my gouges are mostly down there. I'm gonna put on the low speed for this, so I don't take off too much. And who knows, maybe I already did. Yeah, that guy sits in there pretty good. I'm gonna call that good. Now, What's my next step? Get rid of that guy. Okay. E-clip goes on, then the bearing. Could probably bring that stuff back over here now. Oops. I should probably see if the bearing slides on the shaft before I get carried away. I mean, a little resistance at the end there. I should probably clean this guy up some more. She's a tight fit. Let's go some more. Actually, I'm gonna use one of these. This thing's pretty much had it. Okay. I mean, I could tap it on. Almost at the point of no return now. Let's throw this E-clip on. I think we'll be alright. If this fails after this, I'm just going to replace the entire pump anyway. Or get a new dishwasher at that point, so we will put this guy on, squeeze that guy down. Really? Did I get it? Oh, I think it's on there. All right. Did not think I had it already. So I can set this up. Actually, I could set that guy up there. Just kind of tap that guy down. There, and that keeps the bearing from moving up down the shaft anymore. All right, I like that. Oops. Now, yeah, put this thing back together. Oh, we took it apart. Let's see if I can remember that. Honestly, wasn't even sure I was going to be able to get this thing back together anyways, so I wasn't super concerned. But now I was able to pull it off. That's funny. It's definitely got a different sound to it. All right, so we know this guy goes in here. Okay. We know that. There's this guy. Let's see all the pieces I need. End bell. Okay, now the capacitor went here. I think that goes on like that. Capacitor here. This end bell. There's that. There's that. There's that. Now I'm not sure which order that went on. This was... I think that goes like this, because that's cut out for that. Okay. Tighten these down. We'll see if this is even gonna work. Hear a little noise there. Okay. That's funny. All right, so here's the... I think it must have sit in there like that because the water would be going down. But here's that arrow or triangle. I would line that up with that, turn it clockwise to lock it in place. And then this guy spins onto it. There we go. I feel it squeezing down on the, whatever you call it. Oh, you dummy. I went too far ahead of myself. Take that off. Feels pretty stout, I guess. Guess we will find out. That's the wrong way. Oh, come on now. Which way did it go? Capacitor's there. Okay. That makes sense. Okay, got that snugged up. Okay, now where's my capacitor? Capacitor. So blue bottom. And it's got these little hash marks to align it, or at least so you can see how it was. Not that it's that critical, but it's like to try and keep it the same. Yellow, blue. What size was that? 9/16. 9, nope. Half inch. Half inch. Or 13 millimeter would probably be the same. Okay, what else? Any other parts associated with this guy? I think it goes in like this. If I remember right, something like that. Probably need to put some dielectric grease on that gasket. And then this guy, I think it went in like that. That makes sense. Let's get some grease. Greasy grease. Wipe this off first if there's any dirt on it. Now, I like to use this dielectric grease. Ooh. Which is probably about the same as that plumber's grease, but I don't know. It's kind of sticky stuff either way. Maybe this is a little less sticky. I don't know. Maybe it's the identical thing, and they just package it in two different ways. But throw that guy on there. Yeah, it's. I almost wonder if it's like more Teflon based than that plumber's grease. All right, so we got that. I'm gonna put this guy on here, right? turn it. There we go. Get the seal in there. All right, so we got her in there. Now, let's see what size is this thing here. This looks like what size that is. 3/8. Actually, I don't know why I'm bothering with that. I got a whole tool chest right here. 3/8, 3/8. All right. Okay, and got that on. Now, what's next? So let's see. Oh yeah, that thing spins way easier. Now hopefully it's watertight. That's the big question. Okay, next thing, I think this piece goes on here. And that covers this little macerator or whatever you want to call it. Okay, let's see what we have for screws. So we had 3 of those. I know those go on top, or 4 of them. Bet you that one goes down there. These are to hold it to the counter. And then that 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. These 2. I don't know where those go. Where do they go? If that has something to do with this, well, I don't know if that matters. Yeah, that hook's on there, so you really only need 1 screw for this. So this is what it is. What is this, T15? Yep. T15. Okay, got that. That plugs in from the bottom. That goes in after I pull it out, I think. Yeah, because you can't get that out with that on there. Okay, any other parts? I think I could put this on there. Nope. Okay, that goes in there. I still don't know what those 2 screws are for. Oh, that's for the back arm that goes in the back of the, okay. sprayer, whatever, arm. This goes to a T20. Yep. Okay. Okay, those are in. All right. So the arm goes onto that. That'll go on later. This can just drop in the tub. This goes on afterwards. Hook the drain up. Push the connector in. Yeah. Now the only other thing would be fill this, dang it, with water. Dummy. Oh, come on. Okay. All right. All right, let's see if this thing leaks. Of course, it's coming out of there. I guess there's really no way to tell.